Zack Wilson had his best game of the season, but
Who?
Zack Wilson.
Zack Wilson. Say it
Jets
loud
beat
and
the
proud.
When you say the name Zack Wilson, many people immediately think to themselves horrible QB. And I'm not here to defend that take. His play up until this point has been mediocre to say the least, even leading to him getting benched just a few weeks ago by the Jets and replaced with Tim Boyle. But soon after that decision, they soon realized that Tim Boyle's play resulted in more or less of the same thing. Then it was rumored that Zack Wilson was refusing to return to the starting lineup in fear of his health.
Did you talk to him about him saying, I don't want to play football here?
I will say this, when you use sources, whether intentional or unintentional, try to assassinate someone's character like that report does for Zack, I have a real hard time with that.
Now, we don't know if that is true or not, but even if it is, he did still return because he simply has a job to do. And returning in this game may have been one of the best decisions that Zack Wilson could have actually made, because this game may be the spark Zack Wilson needs in order to play some decent football going forward. Am I saying that this one game proves that Zack Wilson is indeed the answer? No, but what I am saying is I'm happy for a guy who has been struggling in the NFL since he arrived. In college, Zack Wilson seemed to have all the tools to be a great QB, but as we all know, that does not necessarily translate to NFL success. And this, in my opinion, is his best game as a starter throughout his 3-year tenure in the NFL. Zack Wilson went 27 for 36, 301 yards and 2 touchdowns. Very impressive, especially with the first half being scoreless for both teams, as well as the circumstances surrounding the game. Getting benched isn't easy on the psyche of these NFL players. Just go ask Matt Jones how it feels to get benched down there in New England. As the months go on, the bench just gets colder and colder. But Mac Jones is a topic for another video. All I'm saying is that it is hard out here in these NFL streets, especially for a QB. But prior to this game, Zack Wilson has only had one game with at least 2 touchdown passes this season, and this is his first game this season throwing for at least 300 yards. Along with that, he was able to have his highest completion percentage of 75% alongside his highest passer rating of 117.9. This was not only a great game for Zack Wilson, this was also a fantastic day for any Jets fan, because the Jets were able to hold the Houston Texans to only 6 points. CJ Stroud went 10 for 23, 91 yards. And if you have been keeping up with CJ Stroud at all, you know that he has been on a complete tear throughout the NFL this season. And that goes to show you how great this Jets defense can actually be if you do not have them on the field for the entirety of the game and actually make a few plays so the defense can gather their thoughts. If you look at the time of possession in this game, the New York Jets had a total of 37 minutes, while the Houston Texans only had around 22 minutes. There is something to be said on the fact that CJ Stroud was missing 2 weapons that he normally has at his disposal in Dalton Schultz and Tank Dell. And that's not me taking anything away from the Jets defense. I'm simply saying that if you take away somebody's favorite weapon, you will have an output that looks like this. CJ Stroud did not look like the CJ Stroud that we have grown accustomed to seeing this season. And with that being said, though, it still takes a great defensive effort to hold a QB like CJ Stroud to only 91 yards passing. If you made it this far in the video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm hoping to hit 1,000 subscribers before April. That's my birthday month. I really do appreciate that. Now let's get back to the video. And with that being said about the Jets defense, I saw this tweet and I have to say that this is very impressive. The Jets defense has gone 31 straight games without allowing a 300-yard passer. That is the longest streak by any team since the Colts, shout out to Colts Nation, run of 52 consecutive games from 2005 to 2008. Yes, this Jets defense is very good. And like I said earlier, you get these guys to where a offense is able to give them some type of breather throughout the game, this defense is going to be better and better. Another tweet right here, Zack Wilson just put on a master class in revenge against the doubters and the haters around the league, the Jets should have never benched him. 301 yards, 2 touchdowns, as we know, no picks, 75% and 118 rating. Saleh should be fired immediately for listening to the Zack haters. Now, I wouldn't go that far. Zack Wilson this season has not been impressive at all. So anybody out there who criticized him was not exactly in the wrong. But could you say that the Jets are an organization that has a horrible history with developing QBs, finding the right QBs? Yes, you can say that. So if you want to take that route and say that Zack Wilson has been poorly developed behind the scenes, I may agree with you. And we're going to take a look at one more tweet, because I think that this last tweet honestly is very interesting, because I didn't even think of this. Remember 2 months ago when people wanted Joe Douglas fired for not trading for Josh Dobbs? The Vikings made a QB change because their game was 0-0 going into the fourth quarter, and Josh Dobbs got benched himself. Maybe he can come back and have a game like Zack Wilson, who knows? But that trade, or that decision to not trade for Josh Dobbs, is looking better and better each and every week, because before the bye week, Josh Dobbs played horrible that day too. And I know this because I have him on my fantasy team and he's stinking it up right now. But hindsight is 2020. There were a lot of Jets fans that wanted that trade to go down, because at the time Josh Dobbs was playing fairly decent. But now that a little bit more, as I say, expectation and meaningful games are required, it seems like Josh Dobbs cannot handle the fire. I hope that he turns this around, but the last 2 games that he has been in have been bad. But let me know what you guys think about this entire situation down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We are on the way to 1,000 subscribers. I would really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.